Imagine yourself to be a young girl living in a small town in America with your parents. But suddenly one day your parents come and tell you that you were not born as a girl but rather you were born as a boy. But at the age of 6 months you had to undergo a circumcision procedure where the doctor who was performing your circumcision accidentally burnt away genital organs. But to correct this mistake at that era, surgically was impossible. So the doctor suggests an alternative, that is, a complete gender reassignment to be done. He also convinced your parents by telling that gender is not a biological thing but rather a social construct. After listening to the doctor, your parents also got convinced and agreed to the procedure. And that is the reason why you were raised a girl all your life. This is exactly the situation where teenage David Reimer found himself to be. He was a boy who was raised a girl all his life after botched up circumcision. He had to undergo so much of abuse and trauma all his life to cope up with his gender identity, all because of one thing, that is, the medical procedures which he never consented to be performed on him. Later on, when he discovered about his true gender identity through his parents, he immediately got a double mastectomy and started a reverse hormone therapy to become a man once again. But it was already too late. He had suffered a lot of abuse and trauma in his life, which made him fall into depression, and eventually, at the age of 38, he ended up committing suicide. The story of David Reimer posed a question whether it is ethically correct for a parent to consent on irreversible procedures performed on a child on their behalf. Mention your views in the comment section below about what you think about it.